Yeah, girl.
Welcome to Talking Crew, an official Motley Crue podcast. I'm your host, Kevin Humphrey, where I talk all things in the world of Motley Crue. This is episode 24 this week. Motley Crue tribute band Wrecking Crue. You see them over here.
Hey, what's
Yeah.
up?
Hey,
We're
who's
going to talk.
Motley Crue? Oh,
Yeah. So we're going to talk about their band and a lot Motley Crue stuff as well. This week in Motley News, John 5 and the Creatures actually kick off their tour tonight in Santa Fe or Santa Ana, California. Vince was at Rock Island Festival last Friday. He at Key West, Florida. He actually did an interview with Eddie Trunk on Trunk Nation. Check it out in case you missed it. Nikki did an Act 6 sessions. He said they just finished the video for the new song Dogs of War, and he also said that should be coming out in May or before May when they kick off the tour in 2024. Plus, he said the next 24 months is scheduled with Motley stuff, and he's also working on 2 books. And Mercury Studio will release live in Los Angeles on Blu-ray 4K DVD. Plus, Mick Mars released the third single off his upcoming solo album, the song called Undone. I will do a bonus episode on that on a review. And that's it. And Motley news this week. This week is episode 24. Motley Crue tribute band, Wrecking Crue. Joining me this week's my special guest, my first special guest, as a matter of fact. All right. So, how'd you guys become Motley Crue fans?
Well, first of all, why did you want us on here with you? So
Well,
we're gonna
I
ask
thought,
you the first
you know
question.
what? I've seen a lot of tribute bands. I've seen Beatles tribute bands. I've seen Aerosmith, an Ozzy one, a bunch of Kiss ones. I've always wanted to know about tribute bands, and you guys are a Motley Crue tribute band, my favorite band. So I thought, why not ask you guys to come on the show, share your experiences? How'd you guys become Crue fans?
Well, it all started with this guy threatened us and said, if you don't do this, no. He's still hanging around. So
Player of our band.
yeah, it was really simple. I grew up to Motley Crue. When I got into them, probably around 1985, I think Theater of Pain was out, and I thought it was the coolest freaking thing I'd ever seen.
Right.
And that was pretty much it. I was, just, I don't know, 13 or something like that. And they were just, everything about them was great, so I became a huge fan. And, fast forward a whole bunch of years later, 2014, I was involved in some other tribute bands, and I thought it would be fun. I thought it would be fun to just get a group of people together who like the music and just go on stage and play this music for people and for myself, just because I love the music and I thought it would be fun. It would be a little bit better than playing with the broom in my living room,
Right.
And
not that playing
was
with a broom ain't fun.
What are you looking for, Vinny?
No, not that playing with a broom isn't fun. I mean, it's fun sometimes, depending on who's watching.
So, how I got in the band. So I'm the Mick Mars in the band, and
Crash Mars
like
on guitar.
Like Six said, I grew up. Theater Pain came out when I was in high school. I saw him twice on that tour. Got to meet Nikki, hanging by the buses and shit. But anyway, so they became big influence on me, and I knew a guy that was in an Ozzy tribute. He called me one day, said, "Hey, I know this Motley Crue band is looking for a guitar player." And I said, "Fuck yeah, I'm going to try that." And I went over an audition, and they hired me that day. And I've been in the band 10 years now. So that's how long the band's been together, 10 years.
Crazy.
Yeah, I saw that. 10 years. That's crazy. That's awesome.
Yeah, Vinny rocks. I mean, we were driving down the road and he came up and he was washing the windows on the car. And he's like, "You guys," I was like, "Well, dude, why don't you just join our band?" You know.
I thought it was that time you guys were cruising around and I popped out of this garbage can like on Sesame Street and you said, "Hey, that's our freaking dude right there."
I mean, he had the look, so I figured he
Right.
might be able to sing, right?
Yep.
No, they chased him pretty hard. No lie. For about a year and a half, chased him.
We've had a few different members over these. Well, first of all, more importantly, we got the girls here. Not more importantly to Vinny Rocks. More importantly, those other fools that used to be with us. We got Precious here, if you can see her. There she is. Her, and then we got Sharon up here also. You know, the Nastier Habits, and they do backing vocals on stage and a whole lot of other stuff off stage. They're in it by default because they're wives. So I mean, they really. I mean, I guess if they sucked and they couldn't sing or anything, then it really. But that they can sing and they look good and they were into it. So.
But everybody talks about their first thing being Theater of Pain. So I was 14 and in my friend's room, and we would steal her big brother's cassettes, and we took a Too Fast. It was an album.
Too Fast.
Yeah, it was. So we took it Too Fast, and we were listening to it, and that I instantly loved it. So that was my thing.
What's your thing?
Mine was Shout at the Devil. That's what got me hooked to it.
Yeah, the most metal Motley of them all. Yeah. And Vinny, what's your take on it?
Same here. Mine was Shout at the Devil. That got me hooked and lured in when they first started playing Motley Crue on the radio, which was like, oh my God, this isn't like, because at the time, what were they playing? It was like Neil Diamond songs and, that was all we had.
Right, I remember that. That was crazy.
Vinny was we had two singers prior to him, and with the band, we've had different guys. We've had a few different drummers, a few different singers, and so forth. We've had a few different backup vocalists before we settled on this lineup because I mean we just wanted the best that we could have. It wasn't a lot of bands are. It's like. There's a group of people, their friends or whatever, they get together, they make this band, and it's about that group,
Mm-hmm.
But with this band, it wasn't about that at all. It was about who can be the best guitar player, who can be the best drummer, who can sing the best. And it was, constant mission to try to find who we felt would be the best at it. And it, like I said, it took three singers before, actually four. He's actually the fourth singer.
Yeah.
We knew about him. We knew, from around town and other bands. And, like I said, it took a while.
So you mentioned drummers.
Yeah.
You didn't ask our drummer. Is Noah even on here?
No, he couldn't get
Oh,
on.
he couldn't get on.
Styx is not
I was
on
going to
here.
see what his favorite album.
Yeah, that
was.
would be that's interesting. I wonder what it is because our drummer's way younger than ours. Than we are. So he has a different take on a lot of things. I think he's he's the third drummer that we've had. Like I said, it was always been about having whoever could do the job the best. Right. And right now, I mean, you couldn't get somebody better than what we have right now with this band.
That's cool. Yeah, see, I got into them through my cousin. He showed me Smoking in the Boys' Room and Home Sweet Home, the videos. And I was like, who is this? I kept asking over and over. But then when Girls, Girls, Girls came out, that was my first album I bought with my own money. And I was hooked since, and still today.
I remember there was like a radio where we live here. There was a thing on the radio. It was like a press conference. And they were talking with the band and they were playing songs. It was like a record release deal. They used to do it on the radio. So that's how I first got introduced to Girls, 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 which is my favorite album. Not my first one, but it was my favorite. It started with Theater. Then I went back to Shout. Then I went back to Too Fast. And then Girls came out and it went forward from there.
Yeah.
we actually we talk about it sometimes that Motley Crue to be a tribute band because we have a certain ethic about ourselves that we try to do the best that we can with whatever we're doing, which is why we do this, the eras, you know, the different shows, the different eras of what Motley did. And it's a monumental amount of work. I mean, it's a ton of work over the years doing it, organizing it. Most of it has been hand built, staging and things like that, and instruments, clothing. It's whereas most tribute bands, they do one thing. Like there's other Crue tribute bands you see, like they do Shout at the Devil, and that's what they do, and that's cool, you know. But we like to do all of it.
Or if you're like an AC/DC band, they pretty much had one look. They had one logo. They used the same guitars through their whole career. So every album that Motley Crue did had a different logo. We had to build a new stage. A different stage, different everything. Guitars, different stage clothes. Everything was different. So to dress and to shout at the devil stuff and play stuff off Girls, 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 it didn't seem authentic to us. So that's where we came up with the idea of doing the different eras. If we're going to want to play the girls stuff, we at least need to be kind of similar to what they were doing when they were playing the girls stuff. So that would be Girls or Feel Good or anything later on, you know. Right. So that's how we gear our song selections when we play as well.
It makes it really tough, but it makes it interesting. It makes it fun because we rotate it all the time. You know, we won't like, okay, we're going to do a 1987 girls show for the next 3 months. We don't do that. We might do it today, and next Saturday we might do a completely different show. So that means switching everything out: clothing, instruments, stage setting, and trailers.
There's times when we've done 2 shows on a weekend and we've done 2 different shows.
That's true. Yeah. Where we've done like I think we did Shout and then we did Girls the next night. So talk about logistics. It's that's where the girls really come in handy because they kind of deal with a lot of that kind of crap that, you know, oh my God.
Stuff the boys don't want to play with.
but yeah. So I mean that's what we're about. That's what we've done from the time he joined the band, you know, and that's our thing.
Right. Well, see, that's what really caught my eye, you know, when I was looking at you guys on Instagram and I was seeing you guys in the theater costumes or the girls. And then I saw you even in the Decade of Decadence kind of costumes. I was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
These guys are freaking nailing it.
We say, you know, they can come out, they have these like hundreds of thousands of dollars, and even into $1 million budgets. And we're doing with this stuff literally with like pocket change, you know, and still making it cool. Because, you know, the bottom line is I feel like, you know, yourself.
Huh? No, it didn't.
Oh, look at it.
This is stupid.
We'll just call him Norm. Hey, Norm. Hey.
This is not normal. This is not functioning normally at all.
Okay, here. Typical drummer, whining already. Good to see you, Noah.
Yeah.
Noah, what got you into Motley Crue?
What got me into Motley Crue?
What album? What song? What?
This band. I mean, I knew like obviously like the hits like long before, but I never really delved as deep into Motley Crue like discography wise until this band, because obviously like I had to learn all this stuff. But I really like Dancing on Glass. That was a song that I was like, wow, I would never have found this otherwise. So yeah, I know you love that, but that's really, in depth wise, it was really this band, like having to learn all of the tunes and dive as deep as I did into it, that really actually started my like appreciation for them.
So it didn't really sit next to your Pat Boone and Neil Diamond collection. I just figured that you know.
Yeah, wasn't quite up there on the well, it is now. There's like tiers. I have a shelf with tiers. There's like, you know, unknowns, knowns, favorites, and I just clump them all together as I progress.
Noah just had his second anniversary. Is that what it was?
Second
Or
year?
third?
I thought it was my third. I think it was the third.
Well, it was the third show. 2 complete years.
Yeah,
you're
that's
in the
right.
third year.
Yeah.
His third
Yeah.
year.
Because he started, his first show was at the Machine Shop in Flint, and we just played for the third time at the Machine Shop in Flint with him.
In January.
Yeah, last weekend.
Yeah.
Last Saturday.
2 full years. That's right.
Cool.
We haven't kicked him out yet.
See,
So.
look what cracking the whip can actually do. See? Noah's great. He does a great job. He's a huge part of what we do as well. You know. So.
Thank you. I appreciate
So with its different stages and costumes, how do you guys choose what night you do what?
Well, I kind of keep track of. It's a little bit of a chore as well, but depends on the venue. Whatever we did at the last time at the venue, we don't want to repeat. So I kind of keep track of which shows we've done, so we can go to the same venue 6 times without repeating any of the shows. So we just kind of do it that way and rotate it accordingly.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it, you know. But really, okay, we have a gig. Where's the gig at? Have we been there before? And then he'll come in. Okay, well, we played there. We did this show. If it's a new place, typically what we consider our A game show is the girls' show. That's the show that we're most comfortable with, you know, where we don't have to put as much thought into it. We can just do it. And I feel like it gives the best overall representation of what we do. So if we go to a place for the first time in a new area, typically we'll go there. And we might follow that up with like maybe Carnival of Sin, because that's a really fun and high energetic show. We're not going to go to a new place and take the Shot at the Devil show. And that's because over the years, you know, it's kind of proven that the majority of the people that come to the shows are wanting to hear what you consider hits, well-known songs, Girls, Wild Side, Home Sweet Home, Dr. Feelgood. Well, like Tim said, we're not going to be out there dressed in this shout gear playing Home Sweet Home. I mean, it's just, it's first of all, it looks ridiculous, you know, but more importantly, we try to, like Tim said, we try to stick to a set list similar to what they did on any given tour. So we can't go in that with that kind of thing. Now, if we've been there a few times, we might come in and do a show like that later, you know.
Right.
It depends. Like there's a lot of variables, you know. And then another thing is cost obviously can be an issue too. Our Theater of Pain or our full-size Dr. Feelgood show require a whole extra trailer. It's a hall with all the staging, decking and ramps and steps and stuff like that. So there's a lot more cost to that. And if we have to go, you know, 12, 13 hours away, you know, it has to be financially viable to do that.
Right.
We just did. Well, that's the thing. We had been to Knoxville a whole bunch of times, and we've done Girls, we've done Carnival, we've probably done Feel Good as well, but we never did Theater Pain anywhere really outside of Michigan and Ohio. So we made a point to bring that show down. We knew we were playing on the big stage down there, and we wanted to bring that because, you know, who knows if we'll get another opportunity to do that.
Fit on the stage.
Because it'll fit,
That's
right?
Another thing. That's another variant that will our stage show actually fit in the venue that we're booked at.
That happens a lot, and we have different. Let's say if we have our girls show, we can do multiple configurations. We can do it for a really small stage, a medium stage, and a really big stage. We could bring more or less of the same stuff. You know what I mean?
The bigger the better, though.
Yeah, I mean, we want to play the biggest stage we can because it gives us room to do all this stuff.
Right.
But we'll play in the closet too. You know, I mean, in the back, the back room if that's what we need to do, and we'll make it cool.
And we have.
We've done
it. And we have.
You go sing that mud puddle.
We have.
So, is there a song in Motley Crue's catalog that you've not done? Like Have you guys thought about doing Generation Swine?
Like a virgin.
Like a virgin.
Like a virgin, yeah.
I think the
Like a
consensus is
virgin.
we're not doing that song. That's
Yeah.
pretty the consensus on that one.
We do everything off the first 5 records, except for Time for Change.
Cool.
And
You even do Without You?
Oh, yeah.
All the way through?
Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
We've played that song a bunch of times, but every time we played it, we had a friend come in and play the piano.
No, he said Without You, though, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Is
thinking
that
of
all I-
You're thinking of
All I Need.
All
yeah.
I Need.
All
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
Need.
we played Without You all the time.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
That's no big deal.
Yeah, well,
Yep.
Molly won't do it. Not all the way through.
No.
It's hard.
It is a difficult one to execute on the guitar because it's multi-layered. There's 6 guitar parts on there, and I'm one guy, so I have to pick and choose what I'm going to play to make it sound good. I
Right.
think I got it down pretty good though.
Vocally, the vocals are really tough. I mean, that was a big time studio production there, that album, and there's a lot going on with the backing vocals. So, but I mean, we make it work and we make it sound good, as long as we practice it.
So besides the first 5 records, we also do some of the later stuff like Primal Scream or Sick Love Song, and we do some stuff off of Saints of Los Angeles. We've got 3 or 4 songs off of that record as well, and then we even do what's the Tommy Bolin song?
Oh, Teaser.
Teaser. We do Teaser.
Anarchy in the UK. There's
Anarchy. We do White Punks on Dope. So we dig in there. We've got probably 80 Crue songs that we can perform.
For
Wow.
the Karabi stuff, we've had the
Oh, and we have done some of the Karabi stuff too.
that was
with a
something
special guest.
that people had asked us a long time for.
Uh-huh.
And we kind of had a general feeling we don't rule anything out in the band. We're not like, oh, that's a hard no.
Except for Like a Virgin.
Except for
Except for
well,
Like
I
a
don't
Virgin.
think we've ever actually. Well, no, we did.
Yeah.
And Time for Change.
But actually, Motley Crue song, because that's obviously a cover song.
Yeah.
We never really rule anything out, so it's all fair game. I like the Karabi album, and I know Crash likes the Karabi album. So we thought at some point it would be cool in some way to do it, but we don't want to water down what we're doing here. So that's why we've never brought in doing like Vince Neil songs or any of the Nicky stuff that he did. We wanted to keep it just with the Crew as people know it. When we did a show a few years ago, a hometown show, and to make it a special event, we did some songs from all that stuff. We brought in a friend, and we did 3 Karabi songs, and we did everybody kind of got their hand in it. We did a 6 a.m. song, a couple solo Vince Neil songs. We did a couple Brides of Destruction songs, and some of the stuff that Mick Mars was involved in.
Oh, very cool.
And it was so cool for us. But the thing is, a lot of the fans were sitting there like with their mouths open, like,
Are you gonna play girls or what?
play Home Sweet Home, play Dr. Field. And I totally respect that. I get it. You want to hear what you know.
Right.
But there are people who want to hear the stuff that you don't know. So it's tough,
Right.
We play Stick to Your Guns. We used to play it all the time. And it's the same thing. They're like, what? So there's songs that we do want. I would love to play the song Nobody Knows What It's Like to Be Lonely. You familiar with that one? Okay, that's like the first song ever recorded. Nobody will know that song. You might know it.
Yeah, I'll know it.
If there's 500 people in a room, 2 or 3 might know it.
Right.
And then everybody's going to look like us, like we're assholes for playing this song that they don't know. And they'll tell you that.
Right.
I'd like to play Afraid. I'd like to play their stuff, Hollywood Ending, off of
New Tattoo.
New Tattoo, Punched in the Teeth. We've talked about that. We do Shout 97. We do that off of Generation. So there are other songs, but that means you have to take something else out of the set list.
Right.
And so it's tough. We intend on learning some more songs and interjecting them. But like, for example, we do Hell in High Heels. And every time we do it, they're just kind of like looking at us like, like deer in a headlight. So we don't want to go up there and play songs that people don't want to hear, because then that just makes it a bad experience.
Right. Right. So what's your guys' favorite part on being on the road?
What's your favorite part?
My favorite part is just being on the road and getting away, being able to go and see different places, new people, new venues. I'm not the type of person to stay in one place for a long time. Where I live now is the longest I've ever lived anywhere, and it's been 12 years. And
It's my fault.
I used to, yeah. But I used to move and I have kids that were really little, and I would move them like on a regular basis, almost like every year. And so I miss that. Plus I was a truck driver for 3 years. So I've been to almost every state in the US.
Mhm.
And since I don't drive anymore and I'm homebound, so I love the travel, just everything about it.
Mhm.
For me, probably being with my band, with our band. So you all get together, you get in the cars, you meet up, you get your breakfast in the morning. Here comes 3 or 4 of them. You're loading out together. It's a family. I mean, something I've never experienced before.
You love the Florida resort.
Yeah, right. I did.
When we went down to Florida last year, we have a timeshare down there. So we set it up where we could stay at the timeshare for a week. So that was like home base. And we went off and did these shows in like a radius of coming back to that timeshare, hanging out at the pool, having drinks the whole time,
amazing.
But me, I like going to new the venues. I don't really care so much about the actual traveling, because I get tired of driving, pulling that damn trailer all the time.
Yeah.
But it is cool. It's cool getting away. It's like when you walk into a new venue, you have no idea what you're in for. Sometimes you got to get there and you got to like move trash cans out of the way off the stage. But other times you walk in and this huge, elaborate, super professional thing, and it's like, we played at a casino down in El Paso, Speaking Rock Casino.
Uh-huh.
And we walked in there. They actually had a loading dock, which was like a first. And we walk in there and there's just like a team of guys waiting for us. What do you need? And then there's another team at the soundboard. What do you need? And we're like, really? What? Really? That really? Usually we gotta chase people down to get anything, So being
treated at the hotel room. Everybody had their own room. They took us out to eat. They had a regular driver for us. I mean, it
kind of felt like rock stars.
Right.
For me, it's in the process of having the band. We get a lot of social media play back and forth and messages from people and stuff. And then we go to the venue. The traveling's fun. Being with everybody's fun. The chats, driving, and all the different silly stuff that happens. But when we get there, and after we're done playing, and I get to meet people that I've been chatting with online, that's pretty cool, because we get a lot of support, and to actually meet these people in person, it makes it that much better. It's really cool.
What about you guys in the background?
I like no matter where we go, I always meet some of my cousins. Always seems to be a cousin lurking around somewhere.
It was definitely an adventure meeting your sister.
Oh yeah. Yep.
What about you, Noah?
I think for me, my favorite part of traveling is like it's kind of weird because obviously you're still in the United States, but it feels like each individual place has its own unique atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can tell, when you're down towards the South, you can tell when you're, midway, between the Midwest and the East Coast. There's just like unique landscapes and unique people, I guess, in general.
Vibes.
Yeah, like the way that certain venues conduct themselves, and the difference between a professional establishment that runs things efficiently and then other places, not every obviously not every experience is going to be exactly good, but it's good to like learn the difference and see how different places do different things, because it's also a learning experience for me as to, you know, look going forward. Okay, how do I do this thing more efficiently? And maybe this other thing is not so efficient, type of thing. And but also just like being there in the environment that's different is also like, oh, you know, this is cool. This is something new, you know, type of thing.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I always
Hey
wanted
guys,
to.
just so we know, I'm going to interrupt real quick. We got a band that's going to be starting in about 10 minutes. It's going to become impossible to hear, just so you know.
It may be a little noisy on our end.
Yeah.
We're not sure.
We'll see.
All right. Okay, so does Motley Crue even know about you guys?
Well, they do
I believe
now.
so.
The lawsuit's just getting started. So over the years, we've had various people who work with us, you know, do things like, you know, tag Nikki or send messages or send videos, and you
Mhm.
might get a thumbs up or something like that. But
Or if Vinny should replace Vince.
we never got any kind of actual contact or communication with anybody from the band or that even is with the band. A bunch of years ago,
That's not true.
we connected with Mick Mars' son, Les
Oh,
Paul.
cool. Yeah.
That was one of those Tim things where he was social media thing, and he ended up coming out to the venue, and we actually got him to come on stage and play Girls, Girls, Girls with
Oh,
us,
wow.
which was pretty incredible. And okay, what she was saying,
Yeah, this whole thing.
a couple months ago, same thing. This guy messages Tim and, hey, and I come out to, you know, put me on the guest list. Yeah, whatever, sure, okay. And well, the dude said he was somebody, but you know, people say things all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it turns out this guy was Nikki Sixx's bass tech. His name is Tim Koala. Fred Koala. Sorry, see? Koalo. You want to just tell me?
No.
You sure?
So yeah, we were in Pennsylvania, and he came out, and put him on a list. He came in, and I told him what his name was, and he's like, "Wait a minute, I think that's Zach Wilde's guy or something." So go ahead.
Well, anyway, I so they said he was down, he wanted to meet me, and I'm like, why the hell would this dude want to meet me? Right? So I go down just before we got in, and sure as hell it was Fred. And I knew him from years of following other bands, other musicians. I knew instantly who he was. So I knew he was the real deal. And he had just flown back from, I remember where they played, but they had just done the last show of the stadium tour. And he's like, man, I had to come in and check it out. And, you know, so of course I'm asking him all kinds of questions about Nikki and basses and this stuff. And he gave me some pics, and he's like, yeah, you know, I was like, do the guys know about us? And he's like, yeah, they know about you. And I was like, well, what do they think? Do they hate us? They want to sue us? Or he's like, no, man, they're cool. They're totally cool. So he shot the show. He took all kinds of pictures.
And he was sending the stuff
To Tommy.
to Tommy and John
Funk.
Funk while we were.
Live video. He was like doing live video of us playing for them guys, and they're like sitting there watching us play. Like,
Oh, wow.
It's just the craziest thing ever.
yeah, it was unbelievable. So in the end, it was like, they're cool with us, they like us, great job, keep doing what you're doing, kind of thing. And it's like, you couldn't possibly ask for more than that.
Right.
Wow.
Well,
You know, it's about respect with us. I mean, for me specifically, I speak for myself, but you know, I've always tried to do the best I could to emulate this part. You know, I look at it like a Hollywood actor would. I'm here to play this part. It's something I believe in, you know, and it's something that is important to me, but I make every effort I can to make it as authentic. You know, there have been people say, oh, you guys think you're this and you think they're that. I don't think anything when I'm cleaning up dog shit at home. I promise you. I promise you, it's never been like that. It's important to us. I mean, when you go see a movie and it's a really good movie, it's because the actors really busted their ass to deliver, especially if it's like, you know, they're playing a character, like whereas
Abraham Lincoln or
whoever, or when you know, playing Sid Vicious or whoever, and it's believable, they bring that character to life. And this is what we're trying to do. This is what I try to do.
That's
know?
probably one of the funniest things was when I was talking to a lady at one of the venues and telling her about us a little bit and of how I'm a nurse and things. And she's like, wow, you guys are just like regular people. It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but so yeah. It's incredible that we're able to do, and this is why we do all this though, because we want people like yourself. You come to this show, we want you to feel
Like you were there.
like you were there, like and you know, if you've seen them back in the day, it takes you back. People tell that all the time to us. You know, it's like, man, it took me back to 87 or 90 or whatever it was when I seen them, and it makes them so happy. You know, that because we could literally go up there just in our regular old clothes and sound just as good, but the experience wouldn't be there.
Right.
You know, if you go see Motley Crue, which I did on the stadium tour, you're gonna spend $300 on a crappy ticket. You're gonna pay $12 for a crappy beer. You're gonna pay $50 to park, and you're gonna be a mile away from the stage. You're not gonna meet the band. You're not gonna get anywhere near them. You come see us. Obviously, we're not Motley Crue, but it's still fun and it's still cool.
And that was part 1 with my conversation with Motley Crue tribute band Wreking Crue. Make sure you check out these guys. If they come to a town near you, get your tickets, go see these guys, support them. That's Wreking Crue, that's WREKING, Crue, CRUE. On Instagram, they have wreckingcrew.com. For tour dates, check that out. They're on Facebook, Wrecking Crue The Experience. They also post tour dates and some videos of their shows on that. And they have their own YouTube channel called Wrecking Crue, so definitely give them all a like and a subscribe. I do. So that's it for this week's episode. We are setting up for part 2 coming soon, so stay tuned for that. Next week's episode is episode 25. I'm going to go back into the timeline and talk about Motley Crue's 8th studio album. New Tattoo album review. That's all next week. If you know anybody that's a Motley Crue fan, likes to talk about Motley Crue, hear about Motley Crue, send them this way. Hit that share button, copy the link and send it to them. Tell them go on Google, Firefox, YouTube, Facebook, type in Talking Crue. All the episodes will pop up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button yourself and give me a thumbs up. That helps out the podcast a whole lot. I want to thank all my new subscribers and all the people who gave me thumbs up. And also the new people on the Talking Crue Facebook page. I thank you as well. And that's it for this week. And you just took a ride on the wild side.